You know who paid the refs?
Who
Now that
paid
I'm
the?
thinking about it, you know who paid the refs?
Somebody paid the refs.
Yeah, like what the fuck was that penalty that you guys got? That wasn't a penalty. Like that wasn't a penalty. Like what do you
No,
want
no, no.
Pavlovich
Hey,
to
hey,
do?
hold on. We can't start there. We can't.
Attenzione, iniziando il Joe and Brian Show.
No,
Start there.
because honestly, that's all I really want to talk about right now. Because it's like, what the fuck do you
No,
want him to do?
that's like the
He's
least.
lunging.
No, that is a clear penalty. You have to understand. It's
That's
just
not a
because
penalty. That is not a
it's
penalty. How is that a
it's.
penalty?
Here's the penalty. It's very simple. It's the follow through, and he hit him. He clipped him. I mean, that's it.
The ball. Listen, he's stepping forward. Thuram's foot goes in his path of His foot was already going to be placed there. Thuram's foot just happened to get there first.
That
But it
makes
wasn't
that a
intentional.
penalty. That's
It
the
wasn't
thing.
intentional. It wasn't
Listen,
intentional. The ball was already
just
played. The
intention
ball was
doesn't
already
dictate a
played.
penalty. There could be a handball in the box. That's still a penalty, even if it's not intentional.
It's not. It's never a penalty. That's some bullshit. And the fact you guys got that bullshit, the ref didn't even call it. The ref was like, "That ain't shit. That ain't shit." He let that shit fly. But all of a sudden, Thuram wanted to cry on the fucking floor like a little baby, and all of a sudden it gets pulled back. Like, no, it should have never been
Because
a
he
penalty in the
listen,
first
he
place.
there was contact. That's a foul anywhere outside of the box. VAR checked it. Foul in the box. That's it. And we can
Bro,
pull up
the
photos
entire
if you
game,
have trouble
the
believing
entire
this.
game, in the entire game, the ref was letting shit slide. The
Yeah,
entire game, he was
because
letting it
listen,
flow.
I'll
He
explain to
was
you
letting
very
people be
simply
rough.
why.
No,
It's
don't
not just
explain
that.
to me like I'm some fucking
I'm going to explain to you like the child that you are. This is where it begins.
Oh, fuck you.
This is where it begins. Okay? So, this is a big game. It's a Milan derby. We've seen these the past 5, 6, It's intense. Now, we didn't have Theo Hernandez or Denzel Dumfries this year, so there wasn't as much drama. But this game can easily get out of hand and get violent. So, I think as a ref, before you make it stop and go bullshit, you have to let things happen to a degree until these fouls are getting dangerous. I think he actually refed a pretty solid game. I wasn't upset with the ref at all.
No, the ref was good except for that one call because that was and even he didn't even call it. It's this extra bitching and moaning and crying from Turam that got just enough attention for it to get reviewed.
And
Otherwise,
now
he
you're
was still up like
bitching
a
and
man,
moaning and
like a
crying. So,
man. Hey, listen. Hey, listen. We won.
all right, let's get into the actual game here. Let's talk about this game. I mean, going into it, Bri, I think you could agree with me and say this was the most underhyped derby in the past like decade, probably.
Not a lot of excitement, I gotta say. But
Both of
I mean,
these
the game
teams are
itself.
title contenders at this point in the season. This should have been the biggest game of the year, but I think ultimately speaking, it didn't get the hype. Now, granted, there were some good graphics and tifos in the stadium. Maybe we'll throw some pictures of that in there. But that being said, the football itself, I thought Inter played fantastic the first half. I thought you guys were completely outplayed. We hit the post a few times, but there's this thing with Inter that when you hit the post a few times and you miss a penalty, you're bound to lose a game.
I think this is just Allegri masterclass. No. It was a Magnan masterclass.
Yeah,
'cause he
I
played
almost
out of his
forgot.
fucking skin.
Swap the keepers.
Magnan
It's 3-0 the other
masterclass.
way. 3-0 the other
Yeah.
way. Sommer.
But this is the Allegri special. This is what you expect.
Yeah.
This is what was exactly if you go, hey, Allegri's coming up against a big team. It's an important match. They're probably not gonna have a lot of possession, and they're probably gonna win just by one goal. And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, he
Could there have
corto
been more
muso.
goals?
Boo-hoo. It's what he does.
Could there have been more goals? Sure, there could have been more goals, but not for Milan. Milan played the best they could. That was the best possible result that could have happened.
Yeah, and listen, it's Serie A. This is why we love this league. No game is guaranteed, even though you really, really think you have a good shot sometimes. But yeah, this game really just fell down to just, I would call it misfortune. Also, there could be a mentality argument. One thing I will say is I loved from Kivu at the end of the game, he switched to a 4-4-2, and Andy Doof came on, who we haven't seen all season. But he actually
the
played
fuck is
pretty
that
well.
guy?
He is the most hated player at Inter right now. He became Joaquim Correa, which is fascinating. And I don't think the hate is deserved, to be fair. He came in like right at the end. Inter had a little cash lying around, so instead of buying like a real midfielder, they went to France and they shopped around and they found a bargain. He's almost has the profile of Fratesi where he's very good at carrying the ball forward Yeah, there's a little bit of technique with him, but he's not a technical player, I would say. But he uses his physicality very well. He did. But from what we have seen before in just the few minutes he's had, he's been more of like a physical presence. But he's a good option off the bench, and I'm kind of happy that, we have alternatives finally. Brian, bring us through the results this week.
So in Serie A, match week 12, we had Cagliari versus Genoa, 3-3. Udine versus Bologna, 3-0 to Bologna. Fiorentina versus Juve, 1-1. Napoli versus Atalanta, 3-1 Napoli. Hellas Verona versus Parma, 2-1 Parma. Cremonese versus Roma, 3-1 to Roma. Lazio versus Lecce, 2-0 Lazio. Inter versus Milan, 1-0 Milan. Torino versus Como, 5-1 for Como. And then last game of the week, Sassuolo versus Pisa, 2-2. What other games called to you this week? Because I didn't really feel called to anything. I felt like it was a pretty tame week besides the Milan derby.
A few things I want to mention just off the top of my head. Genoa Cagliari, 3-3. I'm super happy with this. As a neutral, as someone who just doesn't really care about either of these teams, and I mean, we have like lone players on both sides, so it's kind of good to see goals, of course. Sebastiano Esposito, brother of Pio, not as prolific as his brother, but still a good player. He got a goal. This guy Borrielli, he's 25 years old. He got a brace for Cagliari. Not quite a youth product, but he's playing well recently this season for them. And Palestra got an assist, so yeah, just young talent performing. All good things to see. Yeah, Brian, I don't know if you heard, though, in this game, they had to stop it. There was like racism chants or something happening in the crowd.
Tell me something new. Tell me something new.
and that being said, though, 1-1, De Gea, he made some pretty good saves. Keane hit the post. Signs of life from him. Still winless. Still winless. Bologna got a 3-0 win. I was pretty happy with that. Pobega got 2 goals, and Bernardeschi scored in the 94th minute. I forgot he was there, but I guess he's, contributing finally.
Yeah, I was concerned for Bologna a little bit, only because Udine was at home. Otherwise, typically I'd be like, Bologna should cruise through this. Surprised that the goals came from Pobega. I love the guy. I would take him back at Milan. Well,
he was almost going to play left back this year.
Good for him.
In other big games, I guess big games if you want to call that, Napoli, Atalanta, Scamacca got a goal, and besides that, Neres destroyed Napoli. Not much to say there, just a classic Antonio Conte win.
You look at this. He rotates. His players get in good form. Mm-hmm. What do you know? Maybe his players will continue their good form in other formats, such as the Champions League. Whoa.
Subtle preview. But yeah, no, I think the big takeaway here is this is like one of the first times this season I've seen Napoli play their best 3 center backs, Rahmani, Bukema, Bajorno. I mean, before we haven't had all of them healthy, so this could be a real positive for Napoli going forward. Now, they're lacking in the midfield right now, but having the extra center backs, not a problem for Conte. He could definitely get use out of them. Roma, 3-1 win against Cremonese. They are league leaders right now, Brian. There's genuine shouts for Roma to be a Scudetto candidate.
You know the saying. Roma merda sempre. It's like they look like they're going to be Scudetto challengers, but they're not really Scudetto challengers. They'll get 4th place. I have no doubt about that. Top 4.
Here's the one number that I think should be understood. They've only conceded 6 goals. And in Serie A, historically, like the past 20 seasons, basically the best defense always wins. And Roma is a leaky team traditionally. They concede. So the fact that they're not is a positive. Now, they haven't been scoring a lot. But I think ultimately Gasperini is starting to get more than 1-0 results. And he's getting goals now. So they're a dangerous team. They have good players. Yeah. If Dybala is healthy, Soulé is great. Ferguson's a young talent. Even Wesley, who they signed from Brazil, he's had a pretty good season. Maybe someone to pick up in fantasy. But he's only 22. Yeah,
Baldazzi at striker, though?
Yeah,
at striker?
It's an option. I don't know what's up with Dovbyk. I don't know if he's supposed to be the starter. I don't know if Ferguson's supposed to be the starter. Apparently neither of them were today. And it's all Baldanzi. But yeah, I don't know. It's hard. He's only started 3 games this season.
We all knew this would happen. We all knew Roma were going to be a threat coming into the season. I just don't think it'll be this season that they push for a Scudetto. I think next
But
season,
most
maybe.
certainly UCL. Most certainly UCL this year. And that is the goal for Roma, is just to finish top 4. Anything beyond that is a great accomplishment. I don't know how they would cope in Champions League, but maybe getting that money in could help fix their financial fair play issues. Maybe some work gets done on that stadium, and next thing you know, they could be like the new Napoli, where they have a good team, good coach, good project, someone to challenge the top 3 traditionally. All good. You want a healthy league, and it's good to see Juve outside of Europe right now. I'm just taking that.
Yeah, but how many times have we said this about Roma? Where Roma are like, oh, Roma are finally doing good, and then what do Roma do? Nothing. They do nothing. They go back to being merda.
Well, now they have Gasperini. That's the only thing.
I'll believe it when I see it.
I agree, and I think in Europe they could be doing better as well. I still hope for them to maybe get a trophy this season, but it's kind of a long shot, but it's possible.
So the last game, really, I want to mention Como beating the other dog shit out of this relegation team called Torino. But I mean, that's no surprise. I mean, it was 5-1 away from home. You got to do some reevaluating after that. I mean, Como's a good team, but like 5-1, like what's going on here?
This is good. This is really good from Como. I mean, they signed Dadai over the summer. When we did our 3-hour transfer video, we mentioned him, and there wasn't too much to go. There wasn't too much to go off of with him. I'm gonna be honest, but I heard a couple of people. There's this one Juventini. She was going around saying, "Oh, Dadai is this up and coming person." I don't know. So, yeah, I mean, 2 goals. You love to see it. He's putting together good performances. Rodriguez putting together 2 assists. Perrone, another 2 assists. Nico Paz with only a goal, but you know what? We'll take it. I like this result. I like a 5-1, and I like it against a team like Torino. They don't impress me. However, right below them is Atalanta, so yikes. But they just got a new coach, so we'll see how that goes.
Oh, how this table is shaping out to be.
This is a weird season.
Fun.
It's a weird season.
It is weird.
Like Fiorentina being all the way down there, having Atalanta in the middle. This seems like this is like an old Serie A, the way it's lining up. Like this looks like I don't know, like 2000, like 2002 energy maybe. I don't know.
It does. Like Totti scoring in goals, Pato's still around, and fucking Napoli's kicking around with fucking Insigne and Higuain.
Yeah, it's cool. I like it. Obviously, I wish for Inter to be in first place, but the league's tight. 3 points separate, the first 5 teams. So, in conclusion, what a shit fucking derby that was. I mean, just so underwhelming. So underwhelming. But yeah, thank you for watching, everyone. That's it. That's it.
It was a great week, guys. Thanks for tuning in. This is the Joe and Brian Show. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and see you next week. Ciao.
Also, thanks for commenting, everybody. That's big. Keep doing that. We love having
means a lot.
Having little debates in these comments. Like find a Juve fan to make fun of them. Refer a Juve fan to make fun of them. That we're all about inclusion here.
All right. Ciao, ragazzi. Thanks for watching.
Ciao, ciao.